So, hi, I'm Chintamani, Kansas, and some of us have been talking in the Sangha about working with older adults. And one of the things that came up was that some of our older adults have a hard time getting up off the floor. And I wanted to show you a technique that I use in case it's useful to people. It involves starting from hands and knees and moving through down dog. So let me show you. Let me just do it. Sometimes a demo is worth 1,000 words, right? So assuming that they can get from sideline onto hands and knees, and maybe they aren't ready for down dog, but we can move through down dog to stand. And so here's how it goes. I have them curl their toes under and then push into the hands, lift the knees, and immediately widen the feet, turning the toes out a little bit. Then start to walk the hands back. And once they can get the heels down and get the weight into their legs, they can put their hands on their thighs. And then pressing into the feet, they'll hip hinge to come up to stand. And then from there, they can weight shift into a more natural stance, right? So I did it a little bit slowly to break down the details, but they do it quicker than that. So people who have pain in their wrists or who aren't ready to do arm work, they can move through it pretty quickly and get the weight into their legs. And we go back down the same way. I'll have them step their feet wide and turn their toes out. Hip hinge, keeping the back straight, and then walk the hands down and crawl down. Right. So to do it a little more quickly, toes curled under, lift the knees, widen the feet, walk back, keep the back straight, hip hinge. So this is safe for people with osteoporosis because they're not rounding the back. Same thing, hip hinge and walk down. And maybe after doing some shoulder stretches, they might be ready to do some variation of down dog, whether it's knees down or classic, right? Now, if people do have really tight lower legs, I do have one or two folks who still have a problem with this transition. So what happens is they'll lift their knees and those heels won't go down. And so then they try to stand up and then their balance is off. This is rare. Like most of my folks can get the weight into the legs and come up. But, it might happen, and all I can say is that we have to try to, I guess, stretch the calves a little bit before we get to this point. But everybody's been fine. So yeah, that is I call it the sumo wrestler. It looks kind of like a sumo wrestler getting ready to charge. I hope that's helpful. Take care.